Hi, everyone. I've had a lovely question in from a listener, which I think there's not a single person alive that won't resonate with this. My question is about repetitive, obsessive thinking about something I've said or done. Sometimes I say or do things I regret, and I run them over and over in my mind. The more I do, the more embedded they become, and the more ashamed I feel because I can't undo what's been said or done. Will you please speak to this? Oh, yeah. Yes, isn't that just the tendency of the mind, isn't it? It feels like, and there's this lovely Sanskrit word, samsara, which is like the furrow made in the earth by a plow, and it's like the furrows in the mind that the thoughts travel along, that the constant repetition just creates more and more ease of that flow through along those same lines, that same experience, that same mental activity happening over and over again. Yeah, and we all have it, don't we? When, especially when something is really sort of triggering back into our self identity. So that place of fear or need or shame that is activated and becomes it's so oh sorry, Siri starting it. It becomes so sticky, isn't it? It just like grabs hold of these things, and then there's anger and regret and shame and all the whole range of emotion going on, ploughing these mental fields, and this repetitious thinking going on and on. And what to do about it? Well, it's an interesting question, isn't it? Because it can lead to, I mean, really what we do about it is any activity or distraction that will numb the thoughts and yeah, take away that repetition. And and so all our behavior can start to become this way of stopping that activity, and so the behavior can quickly become a habit, and and then so the harmful ways of numbing can become more and more harmful, and even the on the surface the healthy habits, when used to escape this mental rumination, can themselves become unhealthy because oh god, sorry, all my devices going, can become a all it can even become harmful because we can't unrun a confused mind. Really, we can't exercise enough, we can't be social enough, we can't work hard enough to lose that confusion. Eventually it has to be seen for what it is, for what's going on, and because that's the only freedom, really, is to understand what the mind is. And all these attempts to escape it and to numb it and to push it away are temporary fixes that that don't ultimately change anything. But when we see what the mind is, and when we see that the mind, the beliefs, the thoughts, the concepts, the idea of me, the idea of them, is all one full activity of lack, essentially. When it's believed to be reality, it's an activity of lack, because it's all based in the idea that I'm separate from that, or from you, or from them. And that's not true ever. It's all made in the same space. And so this activity is relentless while there is a total conviction in that separation, because it's trying to find wholeness. So if we think of that rumination from the listener there, that continuous going over what was said and the regret, it's because there's this sense of lack, and it's trying to find wholeness. So it's in all these thoughts, trying to find maybe the place where I didn't say what I thought I did, or really examine what their reaction was, or what when she went off to talk to that person, were they talking about me? And so it's trying to find peace in something that is entirely based in separation. So there's no solution. I think those are the two important things. There's eventually the ways of numbing and distracting will either wear out the physical body, or destroy the way of living, or will run out, because that's never ending. And the trying to find peace within the rumination is never, ever, ever going to happen. So we've got these two things, but there's no solution within it. There's no solution by distracting or numbing it, dumbing it down. So now what? The only freedom is to see it for what it is, to see all activity of mind and thought as a creation of imagination, a creation of thought, belief, a creation of the needs and the shames, the fears of the self playing out. That's all it is. That's all it ever is. And that's it. So we wake up at 3 a.m, and the mind starts worrying about the day and about what we said, what we did, starts projecting into the future. And there eventually has to come this, in a way, it's a discipline of, there is nothing here. There's no information in this. There's nothing, there's no solution to be found. There's no peace to be found. There's no freedom to be found. It's just insanity, really. It's insanity. It's like universal insanity that we all have, because whenever it's believed as real, and whenever it's believed that therein lies a solution to it, when it's creating its own problem, it creates the problem and then says, right, let's try and find the solution here. Can't. So there has to be this discipline, and that's, why I'm here, why other people are here, to keep saying, to ourselves as well as everyone else, there's nothing there, there's no solution there. It's empty, it's meaningless, it's fabricated. And then that's enormous, because then the workings of the mind are seen for what they really are, which is incredible creative imagination. Can create landscapes and planets and futures and everything. It's incredible, this mind. But to believe that it says something true about ourselves and others is to misunderstand it. The only truth is in this now, and in this intelligence responding to this now. That's the truth. Everything else is amazing, but it's a vehicle of creation, of imagination. It's not a way of accessing reality. This is real. That's all we know. This is real. Yeah, so so we can of course go the numbing distraction route. If that's all we've got, that's all we've got, fair enough. And it will make perfect sense because that is all we've got. And we can also stay in this conversation which keeps holding the mind up to itself, really, to say, yeah, you're brilliant, you're incredible, you're a creative superpower, and you're not reflecting reality. You're reflecting imagination. And so we can keep holding that up like it's a brick wall for that rumination. It can't go anywhere with that. There's no solution in it, there's no reality in it, there's nothing fresh in it. Yeah. Oh, that's for all of us, that one, isn't it? Yeah, but it's the freedom that we're looking for in that rumination is found from that brick wall that says no, no answer here, nothing true. Yeah. Thank you so much. Great question. Goodbye.